Thank you very much, Andy. I would like to welcome the Kemp Toastmasters for this speech. As some of you may know, I am the commander at the Wheaton American Legion. And I've been the commander for about 1 year and 8 months. So I want to create a plan that can improve the Wheaton American Legion. And I see things that the American Legion needs. There are 3 things I want to improve on the American Legion. One of them is how to create more revenue, how to get more membership, and also how to get more people members involved in the post activities, along with improving access to veteran services. In terms of revenue, the post can improve in many different ways. One way to improve the revenue situation is to schedule bands that make a profit and do not schedule bands that aren't generating money or aren't generating a profit. We had problems with that where most of the bands were not bringing in enough money to generate revenue for what we were paying for $300. So one of the ways is to schedule bands that are bringing in the money, and also to reduce the amount of band nights. We had 5 band nights in a month, which is excessive, and that's a lot to make, and some of them didn't even bring in anything. So the ones are just schedule the bands that do make a profit. Another way to generate revenue is to have more fundraisers to raise money for the post. If we could get more fundraisers going, that will generate more revenue, and the post will have more money in what is definitely needed. Ways they could do that are having fundraisers during downtimes. Possibly during the summer, we could have a fundraiser such as 50-50 raffles, bake sales, and gift basket raffles. This could generate more money for the post, and the post could use that for other things, such as repairing building repairs. Another easier way to raise the revenue is, this is a common example, and it is to increase the prices at the post. Example, at the bar, we haven't raised prices in a while. I think by raising the prices, it will generate more revenue for the post, which is better for the post. That would easily, that could be an easy fix, and I don't think we would lose customers during that. Another idea to generate more revenue for the post, and this is an idea that works well at many different posts, especially the Ocean City, Maryland post, is to have a Queen of Hearts game that the post would put up money and people would play. This is a self-sustaining system. It's just that the post has to put up maybe in the beginning $500 for it. And then it generates money the more people that play until we get a winner and the post gets to keep the money. That is another way to improve the revenue situation with the post. Another way that could generate more profit is to watch the bartenders in the pouring amounts of liquor or liquor sales. By watching the bartenders and making sure that they are pouring properly, we would not be throwing away the money, and that could be more spending money. The next way to improve the post that I have planned is to recruit new members into the post. One way this can be done is by reaching out to the local community. I believe if we reached out to possible businesses, put flyers around, that we could maybe get more veterans coming in, that they know we're here and alive in Wheaton, Maryland. A second way, just by word of mouth. A lot of times you can see someone that's a veteran and no one mentions that there's the post. This can be done, and it's the easiest way to do it, just by mentioning that we exist. A third way to improve recruitment is go to a National Guard unit on the weekend and mention to new members that we are available. Getting the active military involved is a good way. Also, maybe having an active military night where we buy free drinks, which is another good way of bringing in the active military and touching that base that we are around. It's keeping people aware. Awareness is a big thing. Another way I want to improve it, the American Legion, is to prove that more knowledgeable about veteran services. This can be done by having officers trained on different benefit programs and keeping the membership aware. Another thing I want to push is to have officers certified for suicide counseling. This is what the American Legion is pushing, and I am a proponent of it, that it could help save lives. Overall, though, I do want to see a more active post, and the way to get it is to present the programs and show the programs in a positive view that could help the American Legion. So this is my overall plan, and I hope to accomplish the mission. Thank you very much.
And then we go immediately, should we go immediately into the question answer section?
Yes.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
So I have a question.
Yes, Andy.
So you talked about one of the ways to cut costs would be to check the bartenders and make sure they're not, they're careful on the pouring. And I wasn't sure what specific problem you're addressing. Do you think they're giving too much? Are they spilling? Are they, because if you fill up the glasses a little bit fuller, that might be more attractive to people to come and want to buy more drinks.
No, well, actually, in terms of running a business, and a wise man once said that you're stealing the product of the liquor. It's overpouring. It's not just spilling, it's overpouring. And one of the ways about this is overpouring creates an incentive to get more of a tip, just for the bartender, not for the business. So the way is to prevent the overpouring, and so we could be able to save more money on that, and so our product isn't used as much, and that would be less cost for resources. And then I know what you're saying, what the bartender needs an incentive. The incentive could be we could still be running a business, self-sustainability, and they could keep their job. And also we could give maybe for good, maybe some bonuses, possibly, for good performance and in allocating, providing resources, being a steward of our resources.
No question.
Manasa.
So, yes, getting back to the also about the bartender part. So you talked about possibly raising prices, and to be honest, I haven't been in a bar in many years. Most of my drinking is with Scott on Saturday mornings, but where one person pays for everything. But have you done any survey to compare how you, because for some people will be price sensitive, to see if you're competitive or high or low compared to a regular commercial bar that's not run by a nonprofit?
Correct. Yeah, and I have done surveying. I've been, just by observation, going to other bars, seeing what they're pricing for a pitcher, and comparing that, what they're comparing the same type of product. So a pitcher of Miller Lite at a bar, maybe like at the Limerick, could be $12, while at the American Legion it's $6.50. So there's room to increase the prices.
Thank you.
Question. I have a question.
Yes, Kurt.
Okay. And I don't know whether you said it in a speech, but what is the commander of, like, what's the post of commander?
The commander role is that the commander is the head of the American Legion, and the commander will never extricate his or her responsibilities with the Legion, and that they want to they'll lead the Legion. They are the face of the Legion, and they are in charge of overall in charge of the operations, with the finance officer, with all the other officers, the first vice, who's like a vice commander, second vice, sergeant at arms, all, and also they plan out the scheduling for events. They plan out what's happening. They are the leader in the ceremonies for the Memorial Day ceremonies, if the American Legion is running them, for the Veterans Day ceremonies. Plans out the schedule and leads, decides which holidays are off in that. Gives out awards to the employees, has the ability to fire employees if employees aren't performing their duties.
Patrick?
Jennifer?
Yeah, I had a quick question. And you might have mentioned it. Have you thought about just bringing in something like bingo? Like, that would just bring more people in? Just, or are you interested? Is your target market only military people, or are you able to bring people in just maybe to come play bingo? Bingo apparently brings in lots of money, from what I hear. I don't know that much about it, but I know it's very popular as a fundraiser.
Jennifer, that's a great question. And no, it's not. We're just not targeting military. We're targeting on all aspects of the public, and that to bring in for our events. Band nights, the band has its own following. We don't mind that. We have a pool league where it has its own.
I'm being attacked by a cat. Oh.
So that's what we plan on bringing in for that. And we want everyone to participate. So we're looking for any type of demographics, age, gender, ethnicity, to attend American Legion events. And so we are looking into things like bingo. That's a great question, Jennifer. I'm glad you asked that.
Hey, Patrick, one final thing. So what we need you to do is hire an outside consultant such as myself and Scott. And we come at a pretty good full-time equivalent rate. So we're going to address your organizational and workforce waste, and our hourly rate for retainer is pretty reasonable, but we're going to attack your hidden waste as such. And we're going to take a look at several things. We're going to look at certain things such as efficiencies. Your hall, the post, is pretty old, so you're probably bleeding out from a conservation and energy perspective. You have faulty equipment. You probably also have some poor physical layout issues, and some good things to address when it comes to poor process design. And we can also address that through better processes and implementation and leaning out of your processes through technology and some automation, so you can reduce your headcount. And next thing I also like to offer out as part of the Scott Schlesinger and Greg O'Flaherty consulting is to really reimagine how you can work through your digital transformation of the post. And we're going to really neck down on utilization of your employee. And are they really being efficient? And are they really doing their job? Okay, what are the core activities, the core tasks they've been hired to do, and the hours at work? And we're going to slash out the BS time they're doing and the smoke breaks they're taking, because I think they're really eating into your profit margins. We're also going to address efficiency and how productive that individual and areas of your business operations are. We're going to attack that from hours worked out and hours in core tasks. And finally, okay, we're going to get into productivity for that individual and work area. And so at the end of this exercise, which is going to be a very brutal assessment of your operations, we're going to get to the measures of maybe having this reimagined post, if you will, that's going to be brought forward into the 21st century. Thank you.
Greg, I am all on board with that. And Thank you very much. I look forward to working with you and Scott on that. Thanks.
That'll be about $250,000 for a retainer fee and about $400 an hour for part-time for Greg and Scott each.
I will look into getting some grants. No problem. Thank you very much, Greg. Any more questions? That is it. Thank you.